Iran denied the talks. Let's double check. Haven't even read the news. Oh. Here we go. I didn't even read the news earlier. Oh, here we go. There are no direct communications with the U.S., nor through intermediaries. Calls Trump comment psychological warfare. There have been no talks. There are no talks. What the hell? Deal with Iran could be 5 days or sooner. What is going on here? Trump just had his buddies buy the dip, I guess. All right, well, anyways. Who freaking knows? These gray lines are bear zone top with for the monthly maps with the DD ratio less than half. I kind of would like to fade this out, but we'll see. Honestly, anything can happen. Market's opening. Why don't I just have some fun with 2 contracts? Whatever. There's no talks. There's no whatever. This could probably fade out the whole rest of the day. Who knows? But we're going for liquidity maps. I normally don't short above DD unless DD ratio is less than half. And I think it's very possible it's still going to be that way. But every stock is going to be gapping up. The Nasdaq's gapping up 400 points. The S&P is gapping up 120 points. Big deal. If we fall below DD band, we're going to go and fill the gap. So I'm looking for negative ARB, negative res. When we open, maybe hedge pressure breaks. This is a new trading month, by the way. We expired on Friday. So have a new monthly hedge pressure. It's probably going to be down off the charts, but we'll see. Again, it's going to be pretty violent. That's why I only just put a little bit on it. Denied the talks. All right, we'll see what happens. Resilience at a 90, but of course, everything's gapping up. So let's make sure that it's kind of stable there for a minute. Just 24,503. I'm just kind of like goofing around with 2 contracts. Just took a little scalp there for 60 points. Close that out. Look, I really am going to just wait for a minute. If resilience gets negative, we fill the gap. So let's just make sure when this ratio comes out, we'll see if there's anything on it. That was just a quickie little scalp there. Because resilience is very positive, I didn't want to hold on to it further. I'm going to wait and let it do its thing. Yeah, very weak opening. That's why I closed out. You can feel it. That flow is very weak to the downside. And that we are in an illiquidity pocket, which is probably pretty good for some selling. All right, so looking at the clues here, chaotic, right? I'm going to say on the short side, a liquidity pocket can rally to there today. This also can support inside of here. We are at MHP on S&P, which, what the hell? We actually broke through MHP. This is crazy. With MHP, resilience is negative, though. This could be a short setup on the break here. So maybe I will wait. If we break MHP, we fall pretty much. We don't stop here at bear zone. We hit half gap. Yeah, so do I want to do this? Let's see what happens there. Darb is still positive. No signs of this selling off today just yet. I'm gonna chill for a minute. DD ratio 77. This actually turned out to be pretty decent. Let's run monthly maps though and see what the month looks like. I have to kind of jiggle this a little bit. There we go. So I'm looking at the monthly maps for tomorrow. That's what I'm looking at. Not today, but for tomorrow. I put in a note here for my team. All right. S&P, very, oops, S&P is very good. This is today's. Okay. So Nasdaq, I'm just marking tomorrow's. This is longer term resistance and longer term, essentially, if the market's bullish, you'll hold this gray line for the longer haul. So S&P is kind of way down off the charts. I could set up a fade on this IP to DD band. Let me think. I don't have any evidence though. All the data is still pretty good. But MHP break could just be some selling pressure on S&P, at least down to this pocket. Do I want to try for it? All right. Let's try on it. S&P, MHP break to bottom pocket, one more scalp. Not the strongest play, but at least a play on this break potential here. At MHP, DD band upper. I normally don't short and reject DD band, but if this was like fake news in regards to this whole Iran stuff, then Wall Street might actually freak out today. Not the best short setup, but just in general, I just really want to fade this market. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really think that. Well, I think Wall Street probably overreacted a little bit. How did my fill get so bad? I don't know. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button while you can, friends. We're live and ready to go here. So this is tomorrow's bear zone top, which would be tomorrow's liquidity pocket. I just marked it on Nasdaq. S&P's is like way off the charts. In an IP, it can be very illiquid, so that's why I'm like not, you know, essentially hitting it with the farm here. I think the overreaction today, big overreaction potential. My goal is just to have something so that we turn back down. Yeah, MHP res is negative. Like, that's the point, right? So S&P that taps MHP rejects and sells off. That's very possible. Again, waiting. Like I said, just put something small on it. Highly unusual sort of pre-market move, of course, with that possible, you know, psychological effect people have to not bet against Trump. We have liquidity pockets on Nvidia. Apple is actually in a sell-off phase. Meta. Liquidity pocket there. Microsoft liquidity pocket. Yeah. Stocks just mysteriously turned super liquid, which is kind of crazy. Just gapping into certain spots. Microsoft liquid. Google liquid. ABGO. MHP break. Yeah. So for whatever reason, the market was loving this sort of possible news. Now with Trump trying to throw in that hopium into everybody, what's the reality? What Wall Street's going to think, right? Is this just their fade point to sell from? What do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? So I just have a betting on MHP break with negative res. again, it's irrational. I wouldn't be putting too much heat on it. Just giving it like a little bit of a go. And that's just the bet that we end up at MHP today. Just enough to hold through the chop. All right. They pumped it to dump it. And even if not today, tonight, tomorrow, there's certainly a possibility of just fading this out. Now, again, I was betting on possible selling of stocks, but it's not really a good short setup, to be honest. Yeah. My goal was MHP break on the index would be that sort of violent reaction that we're looking for. And just keep watching it. I mean, it's still very possible. This was looking pretty solid for that, but seems to be holding. Barely put 4 contracts on it, nothing big. Yeah, if this continues to rally 25,046, this area up here is the target it would go to. Like, I'm still in that bear mode of just shorting every pop, though. You're not an MHP believer? Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I'm watching resilience sort of fade a little bit, which is good. Let me add 2 more contracts to this up here, just to get a cost basis around. Like I said, you know, we're bouncing 100 points in 4 minutes, so it's like, you know, it's a pretty big movement. Oh, it'd be so great to end up at DD band. That'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good. Oh, let's see what kind of data we have coming out soon, boys and girls. We need to make sure we get on this. Nothing today. ADP tomorrow. S&P global numbers come out tomorrow morning. Michigan numbers Friday. It's kind of a light news week, to be honest. I'm not even paying attention here. There's a very, very, very strong bounce at liquidity pocket. Holy shit. There must still be some chatter going on. I'm probably not in the best trade right now. Japanese government considering intervention in oil futures. Trump is speaking right now. We'll see where talks lead. We have had strong talks with who? I don't know. Trump needs better public relations people. Iran needs better public relations people. We have major points on agreement. If they can carry through, we will end conflict. So Iran's saying we haven't had talks. I don't know who he's talking with, but the market is trying to convert that conversation into good bullish market news. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Again, I don't sense that this is yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go blow up the account today, but my bet was if we lose MHP, we just kind of trade a little bit lower into this area here. I have just enough to sort of like hang inside of this. I might at like the 680, 640 level kind of like duck out of this. Yeah, just this, it's just going to be volatile. And like I said, trading small is going to be the way to go. No reason to go heavy or big. Trump and Iran, he hope to meet soon. We will talk today, probably by phone. Who are you talking to? Who's we? Who's your source? Who's your guy? Who are you speaking with? Talk to top leadership. Who? You killed top leadership, bro. Like, who's in charge over there? Oh my God. He's poking Khamenei with the stick. Hey, like who's over there? Who's the top lead? Who's in charge? I don't know. Who, like, you know what I'm saying? Like who? Who's he talking to? Top leadership. Who is in charge? I mean, none of us know. Iran would like to make a deal. We would like a deal too if they carry through in a conflict. Who do you call? Who's he on the phone with? Some random goat farmer or something? Like you know what I'm saying? Like some guy that runs a coffee shop, like some guy named Steve. Like who you on the phone with? Like your buddy? You have a friend lives over on Main Street? Like, you know, who? I have not heard from the Ayatollah's son, the supreme leader. Isn't he the supreme leader? Isn't he the top leadership? I'm completely confused who he's talking to. He's talking to the mirror. He's just warming up he's just practicing his speech. Give us names. Give us names. We want talk. I can't even meme this any harder. Jeez Louise. All right, hold on. Let me clip this. Talk to top leadership. Okay, hold on. Let me tweet this. This is good. This one's good. Talk to top leadership. But I haven't talked to the Ayatollah's son, who is top leadership. I talked to top leadership, but I didn't talk to the leader. I'm lost for words, guys. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Isn't he the top leader? Who's in charge over there? Who's your daddy and what does he do? Oh boy, he's been talking to top-ish leadership. I talked to a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy over there. Trust me, bro. So anyways, listen, the Wall Street is going to continue to pump on Trump's conversation. However, if I'm just hitting it small just in case when he's done it dumps. We have negative resiliences across the board, except for half gap resilience, which is going to float this higher with the stocks gapping up. You don't have evidence of anything selling. Arbitrage is still really strong. It's not a good short to be in. It's more of just a fundamental belief of the market pulling back. I should be shorting. I should be covering soon if this doesn't turn around and do anything. But this is it right here. MHP break was what I was looking to bet on. Now I'm going to hang in there for about 20 points worth on the S&P. So about the 66.80 or 85 level here by proxy, I'll cut out. Right on the edge there, I'll smack it harder with like 4 more NASDAQ contracts and we'll see what I get out of it. To be real, it's just smart to do this tomorrow. But again, like I said, I still have my belief that every high is worth selling. I think Trump's full of shit about this whole thing. I like Trump, but he's kind of full of shit about this whole conversation of his. He always wishes for something and then presents it as in like, you know, this is what's happening. In this particular sense, I trust Iran saying, we haven't talked to him yet. Because China called him on his shit before too. And I remember, as a trader, you have to remember the past. And there was time in the first trade war 8 years ago, or actually 6 years ago. No, hold on. It was 8 years ago. We said the same thing. Yeah, we had talks with China. And China was like, no, we didn't. I've come to learn that that's part of his psychological warfare. It's a tactic. He lies on purpose to create some effect, whether it's a Wall Street effect or to create pressure or to flex. And I've learned that this is one of his tactics, to say what he wants to happen and presenting it as it's happening. And then the other side is like, oh, you're lying. And then our side is, oh, they're wrong. And we're like, And it ends up being we're just lying. And it's happened before. I still, maybe it's part of his art of the deal stuff. I don't know. I never read the book. But he's basically just lying. And that's okay. Because that's just how he's always been. He's a manifesting queen, somebody said. Yeah. But do you remember the first trade war was the same thing? Oh, we talked to China. We had a great conversation. And then they're like, no, we didn't. He hasn't called us at all. And their media is like, Chinese sources are lying. And then we're just like, what's going on here? So I tend to believe that, you know, he basically is like doing this to pressure them into talking. An example would be, you know, you got everyone else in the world supporting him, saying stuff that makes the market move or whatever. I don't know. I can't figure out the motivation for that tactic, but that's his tactic. What is he even saying? We'll be willing to make a deal. I want to have as much oil in the system as possible. Very easy to take enriched uranium ourselves. If we have a deal, they called. He said they called. I didn't call. We can't guarantee a deal. It's just like our market's looking for a reason to be very bullish today. So crazy stuff. Oh my God, I talked to the leader. I didn't talk to the leader, I talked to the leader. Okay, so it's gonna, like I said, it's one of those things that Wall Street wants to find a reason to be bullish. There is nothing selling this off. I probably could close out. I was willing to give back what I was trading today, what I made today, just in case this was a day that sold off really hard. Not a big deal if it doesn't. I'll catch it tonight or tomorrow. I don't think that the war is the reason that the market's gonna turn around. But like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to fade this further than about this liquidity pocket up here. So essentially, we get to here. If we get to here, and if this doesn't stay, if this consolidates lower, I'll hold through it. I might just take I might just double in, take the profit on the first pullback, and get out and just let it keep rallying for the day. So remember, on an MHP break, it's worth taking a stab on, which is what I did, but we're not getting much selling pressure against any of these stocks here either. Arbitrage is still really strong and positive, which means all the stocks that gapped up are continuing to trade up. Nothing's really selling. So this is probably not going to pull back, which is all right. But what a crazy day today, man. I think this market's going to punish every single person out there who was short this morning or short last night. Okay, so this is the area. So right about here, I'll smack it again one more time to bet that the pocket fails. But everything somehow magically turned bullish. So all of our data is bullish now. So it's crazy. Yeah, shorting small though. I just had 6 contracts, nothing too big. Remember, bear zone has a liquidity pocket with positive DD band, so it can go up another 10 points. I'm not going to add to it here. I'm going to wait for the push and then pop it pretty hard to pull back. Once Trump is done talking, it might start moving, but if you spend more than 2K building faith, unfortunately, there's only one giveaway per. You can only enter one time per month. That'd be good if you could enter more than once. So it's just once though. All right. Boom. That's why when I know the market's really strong and volatile, I keep my position size small enough to be able to just hang through it so I can make a better decision. This is going to chop around a little bit while Trump is still pumping some hopium into everybody, but other than that, not really too, I mean, I'm gonna be too aggressive today. No reason to be too aggressive. Outside of the upper band, only 4% of days. I'll tell you about the probabilities of this too. 4% of days break above the green band and keep going. 96% of the days stay below it. Doesn't mean that it's coming down 96% of the time. It's just the back test. This is one of those 4% days where it breaks above. And usually when it breaks above, it's pretty strong and we don't try to fade it. When this confluence ratio is greater than half, I usually don't try to fade it. This isn't one unusual circumstance where I decided to go against this and trade the smaller percentile. The less probable thing is to fade above here. When markets break above here, they usually stay, which is like 4% of days. So I usually will like to bet off the band that it stays there. When we open above it, it's rare that I'll short into it unless I have stronger conviction, which I do. Is this the greater bear market we've seen? Do I think this fades out the whole way today? It's very possible. With this opening move though, I'm kind of doubting. I'm less confident now than I was earlier. It did make sense to retrace a little bit of that initial selling, but once we held MHP and some of the stocks continue to hold their own monthly hedge pressure, it's just the probability is very low that it fades. So it's worth taking a shot because the opportunity is big, but the position size is small. This is just 6. And if you guys watch me trade, my normal position size is roughly between 10 and 20 on this size account. When it's higher, like when it was closer to 600, I trade 30, sometimes 40 plus on stream. Max would be 50, which was over leveraging, of course, but in this environment, 6 is enough just to hold through the chop. Look, I'm up or down 10K, which is, 3%. That's not that big of a deal in the biggest volatility we've seen, or the biggest sort of like, not volatility, but the biggest sort of like chop that we've seen in a while. So my position size is correct. We are at the April triple B that we bounced off of, which is another reason for me to bet that we still have some volatility. Like I said, man, Wall Street just loves the idea of like finding something Trump says to be bullish. They tend to side with the fact that if he's saying something to be bullish, it's more of a self-fulfilling thing that other people are going to be bullish. Nobody's going to fade him, so people just don't fade it. What happened to this live account, Chris? I withdrew everything but $200,000. I was at close to account highs. I didn't take a loss. I just took a withdrawal. I also did it on stream so everybody can see it. Somebody said I lose much more when shorting. Actually, the opposite is true. I tend to make more in shorting environments. This challenge account, most of the gains have been from shorting actually. And it's the environment of the market energy. Like, you think of it. You've seen me for years be bullish. Think about what you said. I get a lot of people say, Matt, you only make money because you're a bull, perma bull. Well, okay, hold on. Let's think about what you said. You're not wrong. You've been watching me for years and I was mostly bullish. Well, thank you for telling me that I'm good at reading the market. As of like maybe December, I've sort of been shorting more often. I'm pretty, like I said, I tend to join the market at whatever side the market is on. But right, I think most people that have watched our YouTube channel blow up is like, well, he only makes money because he's a perma bull. And when I say that, it's like, thanks. Thanks for taking time to notice that I'm good at reading the market, right? But that does make sense because I was mostly bullish when the market was mostly bullish, right? Now I'm mostly sort of fading highs because the market is proving itself to be bearish. And I actually do make like solid money as it goes up, but in environments where the market finally starts selling off, I do make the most money quickly. Shorting is the easiest thing you can do if you can master the emotions that go with it and the patience you need to catch your pivot. Like, you know, for instance, I'm having to hold some drawdown and I do have a stop planned for like right here when S&P breaks through zone. I might get out of the way as well. But when you are shorting, you have to be very patient to wait for higher highs to get your position, to get your trade. And then usually it pivots very quickly. When short markets will pivot quick. They don't necessarily just hold forever and then die. Typically a market will pop and turn around if it is a sell-off market. So usually short pivots are a lot easier to find. And it's easier to be more accurate on it. Okay, so we just switched to the new hour. It's now 10 o'clock. So you're gonna see a little bit of that volatility as we ramp into European close. Just a little bit of that coming out. Let me move this out of the way here. I think Trump is done talking. No, he's still talking. Talking about airports now. But yeah, so I usually long most of the time. Even in bear markets, I'll usually long, like in a bull market, I'll long 90% of the time. In a bear market, I'll long like 70% of the time. Even markets are selling off, I'll long. And this round off sort of transitional market where the market's choppy, I'm actually shorting a little bit more than I'm longing. And that's just kind of like the nature of the market. I've had to adapt since December. It's a weird thing for me too, to be shorting so much, trust me. But you can look at this chart, right? You can see what December's look like. And it's like, you know, you guys can see what I've been doing for the last 5 or 6, since Rocket Scooter came out in April of 2022 is when we released Rocket Scooter, right? I had the app that we made was back here. I've been using liquidity maps since 2020. And you can see that, you know, there's been nice movement in the market where the market's just moved. We've never really stalled out like we have before until recently, right? This is the first time I've sort of have to like adapt my trading strategy just for this weird environment we're in. This is so weird and different. It's not the same as the selling that we had at the top in 2021. In 2021, the market peaked for like a week and then started selling, right? We peaked for like 4 months and then finally started selling, right? From October until February. Jesus, market went nowhere. This I had to adapt to. Some of my worst weeks and worst days that I've had in a decade were in this environment. So, my final and one stab at this to maybe put something in this and trim out and close is when we touch the pocket of 66.88. I'll smash into it a little bit more and I'll jump to maybe 10 to 12 and I'll hit it hard with a really tight stop. I'll do equivalent 66.50 on NASDAQ. Oh, actually, yeah, about 66.50, somewhere in here, and I'll stop right there. And that's just in case the market sells off today, I can turn this into a massive play. So we'll see. We will see. But the market's just loving any excuse it can to give some old Trump volatility here. Like I said, just gonna be patient. Just gonna be patient. I said I was willing to give back what I made last night just for the attempt to get like a freaking 10-to-1 short setup, you know. It's pretty big if it does go. No clue. None of the indicators are saying it's going to fade though. So this is more of a less strategic technical play, more so than it is just aligning with the fundamentals. Today might be the wrong day to try to short, but tomorrow night or tonight is what I'm thinking to fade a little bit of this. I think tonight and tomorrow just inch our way back lower towards the start. We've seen this happen before, and if I'm early today, I'll just catch it on the back end tomorrow. I'm probably right fundamentally, but there's no technical support for a short right now. If I am right though, on the longer scale of things, and this like moves up higher or something like to finish out the day, then overnight we test this low obviously, and then maybe the next session we do this, and like the next session we do this, and then the market either makes a decision from there. I think that's typically like 3 days out. We've seen this before with a lot of these events. You know, that tariff day that we had where Trump said, you know, I'm working out a deal with Europe, blah, blah, blah. You know, way back then was the same kind of stuff. Let's go back to April 7th, April 9th, that same area. The big run up in the market just, you know, the very previous day died out. Now this happened, now remember, this happened right about lunchtime. This doesn't happen pre-market. All of our stuff was pre-market. So once you happen at lunchtime, the momentum just pushed us forward, and then it took the whole other evening to retrace most of that. That is kind of my bet, so we'll see. I don't know. Your position is strong, but your mind is weak. It sounds like an Eminem song. My position is strong, my mind is weak. What is that? What was that song? I would rap for you guys, but I don't want to make some of y'all aspiring rappers jealous on how good I am. I'm so good at it. It's not even funny. $8 mile. I'm more like 6.5 mile. I'm not even close. No, I'm bad. I'm so bad. I'm terrible. I'm like 8 yards. Okay. I'm not even 8 mile. I'm like 1 meter. Yeah, that's pretty much. That's it. Where's the Mr. Bean cup? Bro, I lost my Mr. Bean cup. It's in one of the cars. I don't know. I'm afraid that I left it in one of my cars and I don't know which car it's in. I now have 4 cars. One's the loaner because my other car's in the shop. So it's either in like, I either left it in the Aston before I took it to the shop, or it's in that loaner that they gave us because I took it to go get kolaches one morning. What up, Ascendancy? What's up, dude? So I don't know. President Trump has now finished talking, by the way, I believe is what somebody said. Yeah, there's not a lot of evidence that we're pulling back, but if we do hit monthly hedge pressure a second time, there's a possibility for a fade. See, I haven't added to the position yet. I'm just chilling. Get ready for the Truth Social post any moment. Yeah, looks like Trump said we talked to the leadership, but I didn't talk to the leader. Like, it's just like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hmm. All right, so let's just cross our fingers and hope. That's my favorite trading strategy in the world. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Matt is just gambling with this fingers crossed hope strategy. Just kidding though. But really, the goal of today is to bet if we fall below MHP. I'm taking the bet that we sell. Now I'm still in the volatility of almost invalidating that bet. Like I said earlier, my stop would be if we break through by proxy, sort of this area on the S&P, I'll just close out and then I'll be back in the trade if we confirm a second break here and the resilience is less than what it was the first time we tapped. Right now, we're still in a liquidity pocket, which is pretty strong with that confluence. You can see on the liquidity map, it does say long. Or does, sorry, it does say support, which is good. Which is good for the bull side. And like I said, usually days like this, people want to find a reason to be bullish when Trump says anything that moves the market. Very few people jump in and fade this. This might be the one exception that in the day, though, it does pull. At any moment in time, Wall Street can just jump right back into it. It's not going to be like a slow drift down. So my bet is that we're walking along, and then there's just some red candles. You know, counter volatility to this straight move up. And this is just, in reality, this is just, I'm bearish overall. I waited for kind of like the upper highs, and I'm going to take a small bet from there. And it's just small. Not going to make or break anything, but the R&R is so big that even if we fall to half gap to here, right, this is about 260 points on NASDAQ. I mean, that's massive if it falls, even for a small position like this. So the upside risk is small. If I'm wrong, Trump's done talking. It's not going to like blast up. And then if I'm right, it's bigger. So you're talking maybe like a 8-to-1 sort of setup. I mean, it's, no, sorry, 5-to-1 sort of setup. Yeah, it's just worth taking. We have an update on the Go charting. We haven't built the license server yet, and we just got liquidity maps in there. The resilience is still being built, so that's what's being put in tonight, resilience. So this will take a couple more weeks. Wait, you believe you went to college with iDoc back in the day? She was smart, but she was balanced in the sense that she knew how to party. That kind of sounds like her. Where'd you go to school? Did you go to eye doctor school, or did you go to like what'd you study? Yeah, ARB is going up, so that's a bad sign for a short. So Reason to Reach says, you're saying I said I dropped all my props because if you can move to live stick with props, you're garbage? I never said anybody's garbage. No. No. That's not something I would have said. I've said certain prop firms are garbage. That's what I've said before, but why would I'm just saying I'm not trading any more props just because there's no reason for me to. Reason for Reach. Nobody said that. Nobody said that about you, man. I have it clipped, bro. Thank you, bro. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know that. You're lying. Anyways, bro, thanks for being here on the stream. Appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, you can clip this now. You sound like garbage now. And I'm surprised Farina is not bitch slapping you back into fucking oblivion in ban central with your garbage comment. That sounds garbage. You're making garbage happen. So be chill, be cool. I have 2 laws in life. One of them is be cool to people. Number 2 is don't be uncool to people. Come on, just be cool, man. The reason you want to interrupt everyone's trading day is you want some attention. You want people to know how you feel. All right, we'll listen to you for a minute. What do you want to say? Matt has a potty mouth. It's fucking Wall Street, bro. This ain't Sesame Street. I'm gonna hold your hand, count to fucking 10, and show you what the primary colors are with Oscar the fucking Grouch, bro. Get with the program. Got a potty mouth on Wall Street. We are the nicest traders in the world, though. Have it clipped, bro. Well, you know what? Sell that shit to 2020. I'm sure they're gonna do an evening special. This just in. We received a clip from an anonymous source that a day trading streamer said a bad word on a trading stream and hurt somebody's feelings. Hey, baby, what's up? Come on in here. Ooh. How you doing? I had like a sip of it, though. This just in. You don't have to ban that guy, but come on, man. Like, hello. How's your day? Cool. Oh, sweet. Maybe what? Why did I return them? Were they too big or too small or something? Yeah, that's right. You return them and get something for yourself with the credit. Yeah, get something for yourself. All right. I'm sure you can return it for store credit. Yeah. I never, what I said back in the day was that I think I remember that conversation. I was talking about how Apex was garbage. But I never said anybody personally was bad because they trade props. It's never something I would say. That is 100% not true. I'm one of the biggest prop affiliate people there is out there. I 100% support props and the prop share. I just built a prop website. So I would never say if you trade props, I would never say anything bad. I think the prop is a perfect opportunity for a new trader that can't fund themselves to trade. But there's no reason to continue to trade props further for myself because I only did it for the show. Like I don't sit here and say, oh, I can't wait to trade some props and make some payouts. It's well beyond like what I have capacity to do, or I have so much going on my plate. I just trade. Like I don't need to do any extra trading on top of my trading. Oh, I'll have to ask her what kind of matcha she buys, what kind of ratio. She has her whole science for it. All right, so now we're in the IP. The problem is this is a possible RB set. If you guys know the drill, this push to 725 has got me a little worried. But anyways, this is the last little spot I might take a stab at this and still walk away green for the day and I'll be fine. What I think is the best prop firm? Oh, well, currently our ranking website says it's TPT and My Funded Futures. 6,700 fail. Give or take, a little overshoot from here and pull back, but no, I don't think it's gonna fail anymore today. Right now, I'm looking to get out of this with a little bit of extra green. I think I'm wrong. I'm pretty much leaning on the fact that I'm probably wrong. I'm looking to see if any of the stocks are pulling, but none of the evidence is showing me the stocks are pulling. So, yeah. Oh, his original comment says, Matt says you're garbage, you like props. Oh, that's that guy that comes here and trolls every day. There's always one guy like that. Oh, I don't understand why people have so much time on their hands. The trade last night? Yeah, so last time was pretty simple. When the market opened, I just bought the dip. We gapped down and jumped at DD band. I just grabbed the dip and longed from here to wherever it was, somewhere. I think I got from here to there. And then when it dipped, I longed a second time. And then that was it. 2 trades. That was it. Pretty much. That was it. And wait a month after you put in live account if you like to stop these properties on live. So usually the transition to your own funds, it depends on the trader. It's like person to person. Usually it's kind of like a lot of people will still transition over and do both at the same time because props are a way to continue to like fund yourself at lower risk, even though it's like, you know, limited return. And then you have money you could still probably make with a low investment. If you do well in props, just to keep funding your live account. Ultimate goal is to trade your own live account. There's nothing wrong with trading props as a means to supplement your income. Nothing wrong with trading props. That I think the best use for it is a practice environment. So we're about to get this big pop candle, I feel like, in a second, and I might just smash this really hard. Maybe at the 660, 680 level, and then what I'll do is we go here. I'll hit it with like twice the position. First snapback, I'll close green and just kind of walk to the side and then jump back in on the short on MHP break. I don't think we're getting the pull that I want to see happen. But in any case, as it's going higher, I usually wait for a little bit of a higher high, and then I could probably make about 15 or 20K just trading it back to snap to here if it does pop, and then call it. So this is me being wrong and trying to get out of a wrong trade. 741 is just, we call those impact lines. Where are the positive trolls? Yeah, you wish there were some, right? Prop trading is it's a good place to be, to learn the industry, to learn trading in general. But your ultimate goal is to get away from it, you know? Your ultimate goal, which isn't something you're going to do like in the first month or two after your first payout. It's like after you can spend month after month after month profiting, then you should be fine. And I think like that person might have been quoting something I said about somebody else. I might have been making fun of somebody. I think I remember that guy I was talking about though. I think I was making fun of the thing where people are saying like, oh, I'm watching, like right now, there's all this like rampant fraud going on in the industry where everybody's like, look at me. There's all these podcasts. Look at this prop person. They made 2 million in payouts last year, 5 million lifetime payouts. And I was talking about how that's fraudulent because, you know, payout doesn't mean profit. You know, if you don't talk about you pay in, payout doesn't mean anything. Pay in $1 million and get paid out 500,000 and you still lost money. But people like parade their payouts like they're profitable traders. And so I think I was talking about that. And that why somebody that was a successful trader would still just be trading props or payouts. You know, I think that's that conversation that guy was talking about was basically that. It's to teach you guys to not fall for the, look at my payouts, I'm a good trader. Payouts doesn't mean you're a good trader. I mean, that's gross, right? And we know the difference between gross and net. Your business has $1 million in revenue. Well, how much was profit? That's the very next question they ask you on Shark Tank. What were your sales last year? Well, $1 million. Well, what'd you profit? Well, we lost $60,000. And then they go, ooh, for those reasons, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like Wall Street, or at least FinTwit is sort of like, sometimes struggles with its own low IQ to not ask general business questions like that. They just trust people on this. What are your sales? Oh, 2 million in sales. Great. I'll buy your 40% at $600,000. Let's go into business together. Like, it's just the silliest thing to me. I don't know. I'm a professional businessman. I ask the right questions. I think I've learned that through business. I'd be a great shark on Shark Tank. Like, I mean, I've done so much in business. I know what you need to ask, and people tend to just gloss over the idea that payouts don't equal profit. And like a lot of these kids get paraded around like they're, here I am right back to neutral. This is what I was willing to get to. Take one more stab at it up here at this little poke right here. 700's it. This area, I'm going to hit it one more time and see if I can get something out of it. That's my last little go though. One last little go here. Let's see, is that the one? 6,700 overshoot. Let's have some fun with it. All right, what do we got? If I can pull 40 points out of this and close it out, I'll just call it a day. Call it a day. But yeah, I think most people here probably trade props because they're still in their journey, and I think that's beautiful. I think it's cool to, and I completely support and try to help people through the prop journey and teach them the prop industry as much as I can. The ultimate goal for a trader, like I said, is to be independent from that. Nothing better than just nothing better than supporting your own self as a trader. It's the best use of your investment, I would say. TPT getting called out by a lot of traders for pausing accounts. What do you mean by pausing accounts? I've been sort of out of the loop this weekend, so I haven't been reading socials. Right. All right. Let's see if I can't. Yeah, I want to get my cost basis close to 700, and I think that'd be good. That'd be good. What's my mom is texting me? She's all right. Let's see what Mama wants. Oh, she's talking about my kiddo's birthday coming up in a month. All right, I managed, like I said, I had 6. I added to 18. Managed to put something back in here. Get my cost basically close to the pocket here. You know, Evan, this is the place that if I'm wrong, it will bounce here and keep going exactly here. So I could close out here and walk away with 13, but I'm still going to be a little greedy. I think being greedy is going to be okay here. Let's get one more red candle at least to test the pocket. Illiquidity pockets can be very violent, which is this part right here. So at least I can try to get a little bit out of it. Let's get my cost basis closer to 700 if I can. Let me take some profit on. Let's see, I've walked pretty much this almost all the way back to start. I don't want a huge amount of risk here, so I'm going to take it down back to my original 8 or 10. I'll leave it at 10. I'm back at 15,000. I'm gonna take my phone and take a leak. I'll be right back. Never not have my phone in my hand after the flowers thing. I washed my hands. What are y'all talking about? Hold on. All right, let's get it back down to 8. So now what I've done, guys, this is a trick I just did. This is an almost expert level masterclass in cost basis management. I took a trade here with a short of 6. Well, I did a NASDAQ, but by proxy, I'll show you here. I waited exactly to here, hit it with 18. Now the market dropped to here. I'm almost back to where I started, give or take, and the market has moved another 130 points against me. So now I've got my cost basis slightly higher, holding on with a similar size position just to let this short. In case I'm right, then it falls down. Licking your fingers doesn't count. Who decides what counts and what doesn't? Are you the count police? Come on. I think as long as you lick most of it off, it counts. Oh God, this is getting gross. Who said you write the rules, buddy? All right. That's pretty gross. I don't know. What is that Bear Grylls guy or whatever? Doesn't he drink his own piss because it's sterile or whatever? I don't know. Anyways, the cost basis management. You guys see what I said? So my original cost basis was like at about 480, give or take. Let me double check my positions here. Hold on. Where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. There it is. And the damn timestamps here. Oh, wait. I was about 680 was my, like, wait, 680. Wait, hold on. But that's where I bought. Where did I sell? At 512. Okay, 512 was about my cost basis. Was about in here. So I had built a position all through here. And now I've moved my cost basis from 512 to 678 with the slightly bigger position from 6 to 8. And now I'm sitting there chilling. So do y'all see how I did that? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I mean, it's just a traditional rotation technique for scalping. If your first day in the stream, feel free to ask me questions. I just use rock scooter tools and liquidity pockets to aim my trade where I want it to be. What really had me kind of like aiming right here was that ARB started sort of pulling back. Even though it's still positive, it's not negative enough. The probability that this dumps from here is low. I probably should just close out and be happy with what I've gotten. But boy, I'm in a gambling mood today. I want to bet on this economy. Going south. I'm feeling it. The indicators, nothing's 100%. If you say my probability that we bounce from here, my belief is that we probably bounce from here 60, 70%. It's probably a 30% chance we fall through. I'm just kind of guessing it. But sometimes you might want to take the low probability bet because the return is bigger. The example is you can take, your guaranteed 1-to-1 bet. It has an 80% chance. Or you can take a 7-to-1 bet that has a 30% chance or 20% chance. Lower probability, higher return. It's very possible. My general confluence in the overall sense of things is that the economy is bad, but all indicators is somewhat bullish today. So I have to be very careful here. That's why I was in quick and out quick, right? Yeah, so DCAing at a higher target. So I allowed myself, first of all, the trick is the initial position size was small enough that exactly where I was re-entering the trade, I was exactly at 20K in the hole. I told you guys, I'm going to allow myself to lose just what I have in there and then add back to it and then pull it back and raise that cost basis. So originally at the start of the day, I told y'all, I'm willing to give back the 20K to get my second target. And we got right up there. I was literally like minus $1,000. And then I smashed it again with 12 more contracts. And then closed 10 of those out here. And now I got my cost basis a little higher for a better position in case it does fall. With, I just basically took the 6 I was short here. Now I'm 8 short there with pretty much similar P&L. And so the reason I was in 6 was to allow myself the room I needed to go to test the upper pocket to essentially lose exactly what I was willing to lose, which is what I came in the day with. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm probably wrong, but the opportunity is really big. If I'm wrong, I'm still green for the day, which is the best part. If I'm right pretty big, and it's, it's a 40K day if it falls to target. At 303, I believe my calculation says that's 40K. And my brain isn't working today. That's 57K. So So if I fall to here, it's 60K on 8. I thought it was 40. Well, that's even bigger than I thought. Oh, my bad. It's 40K on 6. My bad. I'm in 8 now. That's right. It's 60K. If I close this to 6, the fall would be 40. My bad. So yeah, my brain is right. I just forgot my position size. So I'm at 8. Cool. You ready to hear some jams? All right, I'm ready for some jams. Let's bring it up. Like I said, Trump is talking to the leader, not talking to the leader. Who knows what's going on here? Who is the leader of Iran right now? Oh my god. Somebody posted I've never seen this before. I don't even know if I could show this on my stream. But somebody posted a picture. I'll just show you guys for a second. Somebody posted a picture of Trump with a butthole for a mouth. In the response to my tweet about, you know, Trump talking to the leader, not talking to the leader. Oh my word. Y'all are some Y'all are some memeing shitheads. I love it. Yeah, my confidence is very low in this short setup. But for today, by Wednesday, we're probably fading most of this out. I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? Well, I'm demonetized now. Hey, it was worth it though. That was a pretty. You can't prove those aren't lips. So, do you guys think? What do you think? If you were to take a bet, do you think we fade this out by Friday? I mean, there's a really slow news week. All we have is the S&P Global numbers, I think, on Tuesday, and then we have the Michigan numbers on Friday. So it's a slow news week, right? So we don't have much else coming through. You guys think so? Yeah, that's really what his lips look like. They look a little sun-parched there. I agree. How are you guys enjoying like Brad's stream and Neon's stream, by the way? I didn't mean to ask you guys. Are y'all enjoying the content from those fellas? Back down, he's lying. I think so. I think Wall Street. I'm trying to be smart like Wall Street at this point. Like he's just talking shit. It's not really. The war's not over. You guys like them? They're great. They're great. Y'all love it. Cool deal. They're the best. They said they're not as good as you. Well, I mean, they can't be good at everything. They're better looking than I am, but you know, everyone has something. Y'all voted. Brad was the sexiest of all the streaming team. Well, that's okay. One of them's brain, one of them's brawn, one of them's the wild card. Every crew needs a wild card. The episode of Always Sunny where they were in the van, and Charlie's like, what happened to the brakes? Charlie's like, I got the brakes. Why, Charlie? I'm the wild card. And he jumps out the back. You have all pieces of it. Brawn, brain. Wild card, bitches. We got brawn, we got brain, we got blue chew. Like I said, my confidence in this, the reason I'm still engaging is because I believe Trump's comments are similar. Like my history with Trump is that normally when he says something and the market moves like this, it doesn't turn around. It's like maybe like 1 out of 10 times it'll turn around. It usually sustains the move. But we know that, you know, we had a really, really exhausting Friday for expiration. Right? You can just see that the market's that Wall Street's done with this stock market. And whether this is just the quarter they decide to jump back into things, we got some better data coming through, I don't know. Fed's even more optimistic about GDP growth for 2026. I mean, the GDP targets went up in this forecast, which is weird. GDP growth we're getting from quarter over quarter was a 0.9. It's almost zero. When it's at zero, the growth rate is flat. There's no growth. So the growth quarter over quarter is growth rate. So it's the change of the GDP. So if the growth rate is positive, there's just a slope. If the GDP growth rate is 1, it's like this. It grows every single month as more GDP. If it's 2, it's like this. If it's 3, it's like this. If it's 4, it's like this. When GDP growth rate is 0, when you average out the quarter over quarter growth, there's just no change. When it's negative, your GDP is coming down. So growth rate has been slowing the last 3 or 4 reads, right? So it basically, what it means is your real GDP is sort of like coming, it's like stalling. Like it's sort of like topping out. And usually that happens, right? And that could be just a temporary result of the tariffs or AI, some layoffs, whatever. Who knows what's going on? But the data is not adding up to just show strong health across the board. Alarming is the jolts coming down and unemployment filings not also coming down. It means companies are eliminating jobs because they're unnecessary rather than filling the jobs with available workers. So companies are sort of like trimming down the fat and operating leaner, which means unemployment is expected to slightly go higher, even though the Fed is saying they don't expect it to go higher. There's some missing degree of freedom there. Like, you can't have GDP go up and unemployment go up, and like it just doesn't make sense. They don't go hand in hand, and the companies are becoming infinitely more efficient. I don't know, maybe AI is the reason for that. I don't know. But if the GDP is going to go up, the unemployment rate should maybe go down if the jolts are going down, but that's not happening. So if the jolts are going down, companies are having fewer jobs, which means their efficiency must be infinitely better to sustain that GDP. Am I making sense, guys? I'm trying to like explain it in a better way. Long story short, right? How is GDP going to go up if the companies are getting rid of jobs and not putting workers into those jobs? They must be insanely more efficient to produce more. But with fewer people working, with fewer people making money, is fewer people buying stuff, so the economy should slow down. I was thinking of it like this. Something numbers are not adding up. Is AI really just eliminating jobs? Is that what the experience that we're having? I don't ever know. But could be that worldwide earnings are going up, but world suffers more from oil going higher. It's possible. Like the math isn't mathing. There seems to be like pieces we don't understand. Like the Fed is very optimistic about GDP and unemployment. But inflation is obviously proving, we already proved that the Fed got their inflation estimates wrong. So maybe their other data is just wrong too. I probably should just be happy with what I've made. What do y'all think? Can I drop it back to 6 and let it ride, or let the 8 ride? Let's drop it back to 6. So now I've moved my full position with the 78 cost basis, which is literally right here at the peak. Now I've got my 6 from there with 20k profit. Now I've got 6 from here with 20k profit. This is a technique I teach in a boot camp. I'm gonna call it rolling, or cost basis rolling. It's a form of DCA at different pivots. So you allow yourself to take some loss, add into the position at a pivot that you have a high probability of pivoting. Even if it's not a reversal, it's just enough to move your cost basis, which is what this was. This is a masterclass in how to do that. It's pretty risky if you bet too big, and it's very not risky if you understand the limits of what you're able to do. I'm in 6. I know exactly where I need to go. Was about 20k a drawdown, which is about 10% of the, or actually not 10%, 6% of the account. 15 out of 20 out of 30 is 6%. So when I look at this, I go, okay. Okay, I can sustain that. I know that about right here is a little bit of 10 points of overshoot, which is what I was allowing. 10 points of overshoot and bear zone just to pull back the pocket. And I know the pocket is going to be really strong bull support. So all I did was I rolled into a heavier position. That wasn't 20, it was 18, sorry. No, I'm sorry. That was 20K. That's right. I was down 20K. So I calculated how much I'd be down. I was okay with that number. Then I hit it again with a larger position. That's the trick. I hit it with a larger position around the edge of the risk. I was going to cut out here with a 30K loss if I'm wrong to stop out. I went from 6 to 18, so I added 12 more. So I doubled my position size on the first entry was -6. The second was -12 more to make it 18 total. As soon as we fell down to there, I closed out that 12 that I added. So all I did was I forcibly made myself take a small loss in those 6. I took an equally small gain on the other 6. And now I'm neutral here at the same position size, 140 points away with the same P&L. This is part of the reason for my success is effective cost basis rolling. Nobody gets the trade right every time. Nobody just picks a pivot, lets it ride, gets it right. Don't let your Wall Street fools, or what do you say, the garbage traders. We need a song about garbage traders now to roll into that conversation. But no, don't let the garbage traders sell you. I'm going to lean into that now. Sell you on the idea that they get the market right. It's all about managing your entry, which is really that efficiency. I got in exactly 78, dude. Look at this. 78. Look at the top. 82. Not bad, right? And now if I fall back to my starting point, I'll be up 35K. So the whole point is like rolling in your cost basis, moving it. Like if you get your first trade wrong, you can disengage and then wait for a second trade. You can do the same thing. When markets are volatile, I tend to roll through it because you never know what's going to happen. It's not cleanly trending. Somebody can say something in just a moment's notice that the market just drops. And I want to be prepared for that. That's why I want to be engaged in something just because this is an event-driven market. In a non-event-driven market, I wouldn't likely roll like that. I would take my loss and then take a second trade. But the idea is that when you're driven by headlines, I always kind of want to have something on the table because the headline can hit, right? If I think the headline's going to come through and contradict the reason we went up. Why can't you go back the past timestamp and stream anymore? I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I'll check it out after the stream. At what point do I rotate out of the first ones? Well, I'll stop out of the whole thing. So the goal is that, you know, first of all, this is where I wanted to short from, and I allow what we call the Arby's trade. Charlie, you know that one. I allow myself to take the upper bull zone on the pocket combination, which is an illiquidity liquidity pocket combination, which is just here. I'm shorting here, and then I'm adding here to move my cost basis on the event that we will break through, test the pocket, and see how we're supporting right here. And I've trimmed back down to 6, which is to prepare just for this very thing that's happening, that we support at the pocket and keep going bullish, right? So I can just close out here with 15K profit and be okay with it, right? So when the market's like this, the whole goal is I'll invalidate this entire trade pretty quickly up here and walk away with a little bit more than 10. So that's kind of the point of that. I allow myself S&P's driving this. So I allow myself the 10 points of overshoot just to slam in really quick and then get my cost basis reseated up here and then trim it right back down. So I'm like in a heavy position very quick. And then as soon as it moves, then I trim it down very quick to lower my cost basis. See right here? It's kind of going against me, but I'm still up 17K. So you've never really seen somebody be wrong in a trade but not lose money, right? That's kind of like the trick there. Now, what risk I would take if I was wrong? I would have lost 30K. Had I jumped in and stopped out, I'd been down a little bit over 30. Now I get a second opportunity to short from the spot that, you know, just to bet that we end up below MHP for the day. Yeah, so I would have held the 6 all the way to the top, jumped in 18, and then closed out of the 18 right about here. Yeah. If you hit the red line and reject, you go to the red line a second time, you're gonna keep going. So if this does keep going, like I said, it goes up to about this area here. Like if I'm like fully wrong, we end up here today. which is why I'm not jumping in with like 50 contracts to fade. It's very rare that you fade this. We did bounce off a triple B on VIX, which does give me some confidence. There's enough volatility for that Ving that I just experienced, right? That can allow me to move the cost basis. We're volatile enough. Like I said, I can be okay with 18K and just close out. I don't want to miss out on like the world's best short though. But it is not selling off from here. Nothing's selling right now. Nvidia's creeping a little higher. But the opportunity is there. Like I said, tonight, tomorrow, the next day, I think we fade out back to the 6,600 level S&P by Friday. I mean, there's not a lot of news going forward. I don't think Trump can like throw in any extra news tomorrow. Like we talked again. We're on the same page. We worked it out. Like, I mean, that's the headline. The headline's come and gone. What else can they say? We've come to a ceasefire, guys. Okay, that's the next best step. But we just priced in the ceasefire. So like market would say, okay, we did agree on a ceasefire. Let's keep going higher. I think that we just priced in that potential for one, and that there's no further good news to come out of this. Am I making sense, guys? Do I have any more entries? Yeah, I'm in a trade right now. I'm short. I'm short 6 contracts. Does that make sense? We priced in the potential for a ceasefire. This is what we just did today. You can't come through and say, guess what? Ceasefire is here and the market's surprised a second time. This was pricing that in. So we should be pretty much... We've got no more positive news coming out this week. We got no big data coming out. Michigan numbers Friday. They're going to show inflation's going up. Michigan's always really good at those inflation targets. And so they're going to reflect inflation going up. S&P global numbers. It's barely a 2 out of 3 star mover. It's not a big deal. We have no news, no earnings, nothing coming out this week. So it makes all the sense for this just to bleed back down lower, right? A victory, no ceasefire. Well, I mean, when I say ceasefire, I mean the war would be over. A ceasefire would be the quickest resolve. Us completely demolishing Iran would be the longer term resolve. It would take many more months. Like a ceasefire could be in effect as soon as like a month or sooner. And you know, that would stabilize the market a little bit, but UK is confirming talks. I'm reading that right now. UK is sending defense missiles to Bahrain, Qatar, and to the Saudis. Dude, this is prepping to be a full-on potential world war. But I mean, Iran does a really bang-up job at pissing off its Arabic neighbors. You know, and that's one thing. That's one thing that they have going against them, is they don't really have many allies. Even though they share similar culture, similar religion, even their neighbors kind of hate them a little bit. And they don't hate them, they more like hate the leadership there. They tend to poke at everybody, and apart from maybe North Korea and Russia or somebody forming the axis of communism fighting against the United States, I don't really see Iran massing a big, maybe China, I don't know, a big regional support from their neighbors. There are no talks. Yeah, like I'm saying, you never know what to believe. It's kind of hard. Somebody said in chat, it's kind of hard to get along with radical clerics. Yeah. I feel like the majority of their neighbors have kind of had enough of it too. It's like to live with the tension of your, like, if I live in Texas, right? That's the equivalent of like Utah saying they're going to blow up Louisiana. And I'm just sitting here I'm like, oh shit, those missiles are going to fly over my head. That sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, you don't want to live in a state like that where you feel like this neighbor here is going to blow up this neighbor here. You don't want those, you don't want that war going on around you, above you, below you. So I'm sure they're more than supportive and happy that at least the US is trying to stabilize some of the radical leadership there, and Utah would do it. You know those assholes in Utah would do it in a heartbeat. You don't hear much about Utah, but they're silently plotting. I know it. They hate my Creole brethren. They don't like the Cajuns. Colorado was like, fuck you, Arkansas. Well, fuck you too, Colorado. Guys, just y'all listen, chill out. All right. We're all kind of Southerners here. Yeah, you don't want random drones flying over your countryside. You know, you don't want your people living in fear. So I really feel like it's Iran's sort of painting themselves into a corner with very little global support, I think. But hopefully this ends sooner rather than later. War is never good, you know. The people of Iran are wonderful people. Every single, like, I feel like 1 out of 8 of my friends in Houston are Persian, first generation, sometimes second. There's like a whole, just wonderful people, just horrible radical leaders, you know. And the folks I know here hate the leaders as much as you guys probably do who aren't of descent. They're sort of like they came here, their families came here to get away from it, sort of thing. And so very supportive of, you know, the US sort of returning them to their more liberal state where they're free and able to live normal lives. You know, like Iran was a very Western sort of, you know, society for many, many years until the revolution. We've all read the stories about that. All your Persian friends want to change so they can go back. Yeah, same. They're like, I can't wait to go home and be reunited with my cousins and my family, you know. And it's always the leaders, man, who are the problem. It's never like, I don't ever really know like groups of people. Like, I know everybody is like, man, North Korea, I hate North Korea. It's like, you don't, you hate Kim Jong-un. Like, the North Korean people, I feel bad for them. I would love nothing more than to free them from this. Imagine living in an imprisoned state for your entirety of your life, you know? It's always just 1 or 2 people that's the problem. Same with Cubans. Yeah, Castro was weird, but Cubans are cool. What do you think would be the best way to use options? So basically with rock seeder tools, liquidity pockets as an example are buffering regions of places where markets don't move quickly through. A liquidity pocket as an example is a bear zone and bull zone sandwich, right? Like this. And you see how the market is sort of hovering inside of here. Liquidity pockets are stable and usually do not sell off, which is why I keep convincing myself I'm probably in the wrong trade. Nasdaq is in an illiquidity pocket though, which can fall to the bottom here. With that being said, if I were long the market, I can sell puts below here. The likelihood of closing down here is only 10% when you open in a pocket. So an idea is that you can utilize, and here's an example overnight as well. Like we had this sort of, pretend this is in the day session. It falls to there. I could sell options or sell a vertical put spread below a bear zone, betting that we don't break through it because liquid markets don't usually crash. A lot of people they do iron condors and things around that same similar philosophy, betting where the market won't go instead of betting speculatively like longing calls and longing puts in direction. If you want to do that, you can long calls off of MHP and long puts below MHP to reject, just like any traditional scalp or flow path you take with the futures. Same thing. An example would be if you open in a bear zone, you close in a bear zone 90% of the time with the confluence to go with it. About 70% without it. Currently it's 70%. So it's about 30% chance we can break and keep going. Pretend that's the ideal conditions. And if you were to open in a bear zone, it doesn't break through and go to bull zone only 10% of the time. So about 90% of days will end up back down in here. So because of that, I will sell calls up in this area, right? And that's mostly how people use Rocket Scooter in the options world. It's perfect for hedging. An example would be, say that I'm long the market. I'm longing and I'm longing and I'm longing and I'm longing and I'm good. But there's a very possible chance that we break through hedge pressure, flip to a negative gamma situation, and then steamroll lower. Because of that, I might want to have puts in the area where I know the market breaks. All these cluster pivots here, all these support that could flip resistance, could turn the market around and turn it bearish. So because of that, say the market pops higher, I can sell my calls. As an example, I can sell. Let me put my sell in the biggers. I could sell calls around the other side of that, right? And then I'm long the market and I've sold some calls, which means I'm covered, right? Somebody can buy my shares from me, right? They're covered at this point. The other thing is, if the market were to fall to right here, I can also buy some cheaper out of the money calls because the market fell. Sorry, cheaper in the money calls. Because the market fell, they're cheaper. Now I've engaged in somewhat of a spread such that I've sold some calls to raise the capital to buy some insurance on the long that I'm in. And as long as the market stays there, then I have essentially covered my position and sold some calls that's covered by the shares I have to raise some money to buy the calls to give me insurance on the shares I have. I can just hold long. So the idea, and you can do the other way around. You can actually arrange your spread this way. People do them differently for different reasons, but you can leg into it that way. Essentially sell a covered call spread. Or I say that backwards. Sorry, let me say, I say calls. I'm gonna say puts. I'm so like half asleep still. Puts. Think of everything I said, but puts. Sell some puts here, buy some puts here. Sorry. This whole time it sounded backwards when I'm saying. You guys are like, what the hell is he talking about? Puts. My bad. I'm an idiot. So in this case, like you're basically selling puts to buy your insurance, right? And then you would engage in your spread at certain pivots that are likely to be where bounce points happen. A bear zone is likely to bounce. Breaking MHP is likely to sell. So inside of there, the likely to bounce is, in this particular case, I'd sell my puts here and then buy my puts here. Such that if it lands in the middle of the pocket, well, at least this trade is still green in general, right? Because you sold puts and bought puts. They're both going to make money. The market falls through here, then you'll make the difference in premium between the two. One of them is going to lose, one of them is going to win, but at least you have insurance on your trade that you have. And then of course the long that you have will collect dividends over time. You also assist in buying the other side of the spread. So people like basically do that sort of trading with options, or they just speculate long against the pivots with like 0 days and stuff. So there's a million ways to do it. How do I deal with 20K drawdown mentally? It's very simple. It's not 20K that matters. It's how much money that you are in drawdown. How do I deal with 20K drawdown? Because 20K is not a lot of money to me. So whatever that number is to you, trade that range as well. If it doesn't feel like it's a lot, and see, like, and now I could probably say, you know what? Let's close out this trade. And I could walk away with 10K still, right? This is what I thought's going to happen. So now I considered, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I could just close out. I'm still cool with 12K. Let me hang on for just a little bit. And I can pocket this. You never seen somebody make money when they're wrong, huh? That's why you guys are here to watch. I can just be wrong from the right place and then call it a day and be chill. That's on all the bears a pound sound. He's saying, yeah. I'll just take the money. Look, I'm good. Look, 11K. And look, I'm wrong. I fought it. It's probably going against me. And what if I end up being right? Well, whatever, right? No big.
Deeper than steel.
And it probably could just dump from here, and then whatever it is, I can still engage in my original trade, but I kind of just done with it, to be honest. I don't have any evidence of selling off, so I'll just pull the plug there. And hey, still made 11-2. Not a big deal. It's gonna nuke now? Yeah, probably, right? The minute I close out. Can you borrow 20K? Well, no, but I mean, really, that's really the answer to that question, right? It's you need to trade where whatever loss you're taking is comfortable to you. You should never trade where the amount of drawdown you're in is so much money that you feel something. If you're feeling anything, you're trading too big. And the trick is just to navigate inside of that range. Feelings are like a bell curve, right? Think of it like this. You have like this bell curve of emotions, and this is your emotional state. Let's describe this and what this bell curve is. We can call this like neutral. You guys ever watch Futurama? I feel no way, one way or the other. Like the neutral people. Neutral right here. You have no feelings, right? This over here, I like to call this like, this is your, let's just put the word backflip. This is the time that you made so much money, you're jumping up and doing backflips. You're high-fiving your friends. You're calling everybody, oh my God, I made so much money today. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. That's over here. This is you lost so much money. You're crying in your hands. You're like depressed. You can't even, this is your cry face, right? These emotions are really bad. So this is your cry phase. This is your uncomfortable phase. This is your comfortable phase. And so there's a period where your emotions become extremely uncomfortable or become extremely comfortable. You want to operate your trading like slightly inside of those ranges as well. You don't ever want to feel uncomfortable or feel too comfortable. You certainly be doing backflips. When I made 100K, I'm not high-fiving iDoc like as I'm walking down the stairs. Oh my God, she's like, you're so good. Yeah, you're making money. This is those kind of like emotions just cloud your judgment and you get a little too confident. You don't ever be crying because you lost so much it hurts. That'll fuck you up for the next day. You'll hurt so much today that the next 3 or 4 days, you're too scared to pull the trigger. Like, don't let it traumatize you either. So operate inside the range of as neutral as possible. You're not too comfortable, you're not too uncomfortable. You don't really feel much. When you're down here, you're not feeling it. When you're up here, you're not celebrating. It's just numbers at this point. And this is the range that's like proper emotional control, proper. You know that you're outside of this range when you're happy when you made a win, and you know that you're outside of this range when you're feeling sick when you've made a loss. You see how I'm just talking about 10K, 20K, manipulating my position, -6, -18, up 20, down 20, now up 10, you know, like, and you didn't see me like with worry in my eyes. You didn't see me sort of off. You didn't see my emotions change. You didn't see me get snappy or testy or like mouth off to you guys. You kind of saw me keep my cool, right? That range is where you keep your cool. And that range is where you can stay focused. It just needs to be that however much you're trading, you throttle it with your position size and you trade the right amount such that when the market's moving around, you're comfortable. For me, as you can see, even in this challenge account, I mean, the net P&L is close to like 500 and something thousand dollars. On a percent scale, 20K is 4% of that. That's not a lot, right? Compared to the balance. So, you know, it's not that the 20K makes you feel a certain way. It's a proportion to the balance. And your proportion might be, you have $1,000 to your name. And what's the comfort level for you there? It all depends on your circumstance. Do you have more money to put in? Or is that the only $1,000 to your name? Two people are going to feel completely different about that last $1,000 based on their circumstance. So it's a personal thing for each person, right? But your goal is to be able to operate your job without feeling every single way. You think an astronaut is up there in space, like spacewalking, like repairing the hull of the ship, and every time a little pebble goes by, he's like, oh my God, what's that? Oh, I'm scared, I can't do my job. He's gonna freak out and have a panic attack. There's no way he's gonna do his job, you know? He's not like so cool and confident. He's just like, eh, let me just like spacewalk over here into this asteroid field. I'll be fine, I usually make it, you know? You're not operating stupid. You have a high risk, high pressure job that you stay within the parameters of like how you can operate, you get your job done. Somebody said I did get mad I never get mad at my trade. What are you talking about? Emotion's a money killer. It really is. It's the emotional attachment to money, 45 degrees said, with the fantastic comment there. Emotional attachment to money. With prop firm's even harder because every dollar counts. You don't want to lose that much. Yeah, you can't take drawdown in props like you can in a real account. Props are going to punish you for like taking drawdown, and they're going to punish you for taking the wrong kind of drawdown. You saw me beat up Pickle in the background? That's a lie. Pickle's a national treasure. How high can this go if it keeps going? I think... Yeah, there's another red line up here. I think that's possible. But there's a bigger rejection at 206. Remember that old pivot from the other day? That's really possible. I'm probably not going to take a stab at a short until then anyways. I don't want to long this though. I think the news today is just too stupid to bet on the bull side with. So we got yellow lines. These old yellow lines have been here forever. That's probably what I got to play with. Ow. Emotional attachment is because it's important to you. Yeah. And so what you want to do is trade the amount of money that's not important to you. It's the money that you're okay with losing. It's really the trick. If you want to just jump to that spot overnight, it's really simple. Take what you normally trade and then cut it down to a tenth. Like literally a tenth, right? You normally are trading like three minis and you're feeling all kind of ways. Then trade 3 micros immediately tomorrow. Immediately today. Take a huge step. Don't just say, let me go from 3, let me step down to 2. Don't start big and step back. Start small and then step forward. And that's the best trick overnight. You start trading 3 micros when three minis were making you sick, the very next day you're not gonna feel sick anymore. And you're like, oh, I got some control here. Oh man, I'm not losing $2,000 a day. I only lost 200 bucks. Well, that's not that bad. Okay. And stay there. And then maybe trade 3 micros, and then 4 micros, and then 5 micros until you start feeling that it's too heavy again and there's your spot. So don't start big and then step down lower. You need to like slap yourself in the face and drop it. Immediately drop it. You need a security blanket now. You don't need to sort of feel uncomfortable, then uncomfortable, then uncomfortable. You're never gonna find that sweet spot stepping down because you're gonna feel weak the whole way down. Immediately gain control, immediately gain power. Chop your position size by a tenth now, and then immediately. What's your best guess when we see pre-October price action again? Probably a year from now, dude. I don't think we break highs for a year. Oh no, somebody's back. Somebody said, out of the blue, I heard him call a few people and firms garbage. Which ones? Which people? Which firms? Let's hear it. I'll bite. I'm bored. Which people, which firms? Apex? Well, yeah, Apex is absolute trash. I've said that for years. I don't even trade them. It's an absolute trash firm that does not pay people out. Nobody disagrees with you there. Everyone's been hearing it for an entire year. We agree. Hey, look, everybody here in chat saying the same thing. Look, they all agree. We don't disagree, my friend. But that's because they've stolen money from many of our members here. I've got an inbox full of countless dozens of sob stories of people just getting ripped off when I ask for people to send me emails. Yeah. Somebody said Thrive 6. What's Thrive 6? I never heard of that prop firm. What is that? Is there a prop firm called Thrive 6? Never heard of it. Seriously. B71? What is this? Is this a prop firm too? I've never heard of these firms. Are you just making up numbers? B71 is poop. What are y'all talking about? T51? Bro, stop it. You sunk my battleship. Apex is fine. Somebody said they got paid all the time. Stick to the rules. Apex is fine until you make a whole lot of money. Then it's questionable if you get paid. I have some very trustworthy members here that told me they got paid out. They showed me all the things, all the stats, everything. It was determined they were unfairly denied payout. And it's people here that do not cheat. People very close to me. Yeah. But nothing personal. Like every firm, there's good firms, there's bad firms. I mean, I'm calling it before the decline. You know? I just never been one person to just let people buy my opinions, you know? I've always said what I feel to say. But that's it though. That's probably the only one I said was bad. I said I don't like the Top Step CEO, but I always said I like Top Step accounts. They weren't bad. Top Step firm is pretty good. FFF. I've never used them, so I have no idea. But that's really it. I think that's the only reason I was always so hypercritical, and it's because you guys were. Like when I used them, I never had issues, right? But you know, I barely traded with them a month, if that. A long time ago. There's just so much, man. My attitude soured when they were physically trying to throw money at me and bribe me in a way to get me on their favor with free accounts and take me to dinner and fly me to New York and fly me to Miami. Dude, I had to ghost them for trip offers. Like, I was like, can you just not have subjective payout rules or people don't get denied payouts? And they were just like, come on, man, let's go to New York. It'll be fun. No, I asked you a question. Like, you want to come ring the bell with us in New York? I'm like, it's going to change your payout rules? Hey, man, come to Max's event in Miami. We'll fly you out there. We'll get you a really nice hotel room. They got it all in text, man. I could put that shit on blast too. But like I said, that really soured me because I was like, are they just going around buying everybody? And all these broke kids out there are like taking the bait. Yo, best thing ever. I have a strong opinion with the firm that doesn't pay people out. That makes me hurt. And never am going to back down. I don't care if you pay me $100,000 a month affiliate check. I'm not going to take that affiliate check under the you know, misery of my own followers. If you say that you're going to pay somebody and you don't pay them, I have a big problem with that. I always will. That's why we built our website. It'll finally be able to reveal the truth about the firms. So B71 isn't poop. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen evidence to the contrary. But he does make some good points, as in don't be garbage and you won't be called garbage. So this is the smartest thing I've heard in this chat all morning. Focus on your own trading and shortcomings, not gossip. This is Wall Street, bitches. This is what I'm saying. See, that was an A+ comment. The site will be out tomorrow for you guys to be able to play with for beta testing. Yeah. Last time you went to Wall Street, an old lady told you to get the fuck out of the way. That sounds like New York to me. It definitely sounds like New York. Texas is still a please and thank you state. You'll see a lot of people down here have manners still. Even the transplants adopt the Southern hospitality. People hold the door for you down here when you go into a place. Everyone's all please and thank you. It can get a little wild in some parts of Houston or a little ghetto like other cities, but it's most of the time where you go to the rational areas of town. People here are pretty nice. They're not screaming at each other out of their cars and stuff. Next boot camp will start probably in April. Minnesota's give me your money for the daycare kind of state, yeah. So I did close out the 6 contracts there, even though it looks like it's selling off. I'm not going to be baited into much here. My real trade is if we lose MHP and we continue to sell off today. Probably not going to happen, but it's all right. We'll just see what happens here. Isn't it time for a giveaway? Do me a favor, friends, hit the like button on the stream really quick because we're going to do a giveaway in a second here, as we always do prop giveaways every single morning. In Texas, they tell you to fuck off nicely. Yeah, they say, bless your heart. That's what we say. That's like the worst insult in the world to hear from a Texan, and it sounds so polite. As the Merovingian would say in The Matrix, it's like wiping your ass with silk. You know what I mean? Type in ETF, the first giveaway we're gonna be doing. You say that to anybody. Somebody goes, look at my $1 million payout. You can go, oh, bless your heart. When you think of like what that actually means, it's like what you would hear whenever, you know, your 3-year-old walks into the room wearing, you know, dad's shoes and dad's sweater, and the arms are like dragging on the ground, and the big floppy shoes, and he's got the sunglasses on. You're like, oh, bless your heart. It kind of means like you're overstepping. You're trying. Oh, they're trying so hard, and it's almost like adorable, like a toddler would be. So it's kind of like telling somebody, please stop. Let's see. We're kind of back to where we were earlier. And this, again, like I said, I'm going to kind of chill on this. Our indicators haven't changed. Nothing's yeah, arbitrage still positive. See, I'm not going to be baited back into this market. I've given up. I've called it quits. I talked to the top leadership, except for the leader. Just FYI. Market is certainly trolling today. Yeah, man, I feel bad for anybody rolling a short last night, though. Man, that's gotta hurt. To wake up to how many percent move is this today? What we got? What was this? We opened at what? 24. 24.6. It's 2.4%. That's insane. Just have like almost a 2.5% run. Yeah, 2.3%. Yeah. Insane. So I got confirmation that we'll be pushing our prop site to live tonight. So it should be available this evening. Maybe I'll do a little quick like the giveaway Bonanza song. Oh, that's perfect timing, man.
Well, the charts went silent
In the midday sun. Open position Discord. All right. Jake, remind me after this to play it. I'll play it after the giveaway.
and a boot camp lasso slung across his back. Yippee-ki-yay, it's a giveaway bonanza. Rocket scooter mastering up a stanza.
All right, hit that like button. Sub to the channel. Type in ETF in chat. First giveaway is going to be Elite Shirt Funding 10K end of the day drawdown account. After this, we have a Lucid and a MyFunded Futures. That's pretty good spread today. Those are all really good. MyFunded Futures ranks as the #2 overall prop firm, according to our site, of the ones we put in. Now, there could be some sleeper hits out there. We talked about last night. There's a sleeper hit. Brad was talking about it. It turns out that through our endeavors of putting data into our site, we're finding some sleeper hits that we didn't even know were out there. Did you guys know that the Phidias static account is one of the highest ranked accounts out there? Believe it or not, it's a weird marriage of components that's almost the perfect account. And if you really think about it, all their other accounts rank pretty mid, like pretty low, ranked 5 on a scale of 5 to 10. They're towards the bottom of the list. But the static is like 10 out of 10. It's crazy. It's a 1-day eval, 1 day funded. Then you get a $1,000 bonus off a $55 entry fee. It's like you get like 18x return in 2 days, which is the weirdest thing. But the score is off the charts. I mean, you think about it, and it's a static. 18x on a static with 2 days to pay out, and you can do it 5 times before they cut you off. Crazy, right? But anyways, what we're saying is that we're finding gems through this whole endeavor that are like, whoa, this account's actually really good, that you wouldn't even know. Whether it's a loss leader, whatever it is, our site's going to identify those accounts and we can milk them as much as we can. I don't know anything further about the integrity of, people that's done it, because nobody's really done it, but we can identify we can identify these sort of sleeper hit accounts in there. Have we got alpha futures in yet? I think we haven't put everything in the site yet. For beta, we're just putting in like the top 10 or so for you guys to go play with it and give us the feedback, find out what's missing, and then we'll go through and add the rest of the firms, because we don't want to go through and add all of the firms out there and then have to go back and redo all of it because we found some critical error in something. So we got in enough to really satisfy the beta. And then before the end of March, we should have every firm programmed in there once everything's done. Yeah. Phidias statics pay out quickly. Yeah, it's weird, right? A static is easy, so it banks on the easiness. The simplicity score is good. The payout relative to the pay-in is high. The quickness to payout is low. And it's like all the things that milk our score. It milks our score for like the best possible score. We've never even looked at it, right? So the idea is that can we find little sleeper hits out there? Like when there's an account that's made, whether it's a loss leader or not, at least for the time being, that's like one of those stellar accounts out there. And when it showed up near top of the list, we were like, that can't be right. There's something wrong with it. Then we went and investigated further and we're like, well, actually it hits all the points on the head. Which is kind of cool.
No knife catching here, we wait
Reasonable position size for 50K funded account. It just depends on your DLL as well to go with it. But typically people that trade 50s usually trade like in the range of micros, 5 micros, give or take. You know, if you're doing NASDAQ, maybe 1 mini at most for an S&P. I think it's what people comfortably do. I have a position size calculator I give out in the boot camp that also we've been talking about programming it into the website that allows you to go in there and ask those questions. That is one of my, actually I need to, Pete was talking about it yesterday and I tend to agree that that's something, I'm going to add this to here. Okay. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel. Maybe the last 2 hours of the day will be some kind of movement, but highly irrational market. We're way outside the upper bands. It's like, wait, why do I have this other green line here? What's that from? Really just kind of like stupid market today. Boomer trader. Type something in chat. Congratulations, my friend. You're the winner. Congratulations. Now ETF is one of the 3 we're going to do. We're going to do a My Friend Futures in a little bit. These giveaways are sponsored by our partners here. ETF. They have an 80% off non-fast track. So 80% off. They have a direct to funded and a static. So they also have a really good static there too. And it's 80% off today. My Friend Futures, one of the best plans in the business, is their rapid plan. Again, one of the top ranked plans on our site. They've got a $97 50K rapid, which is pretty good because that's like almost 40% off, which is huge. They don't do sales at My Funded a lot, trust me. So that's a really good one, 40% off. The rapids are pretty cool there. You pass the eval in 2 days. Daily payouts. Pretty nice. All right, type in MFF. This is the next one we got going on over here. I'll be right back.
Stepped in the market with my rhythm tight. Used to chase every candle, couldn't get it right. Then Scooter rolled in with a cosmic glide. Now I dance through the levels with a smooth new stride. Confidence rising like a Saturday night. HP light shining like a light. Every map clear, every move so clean. Scooter got me feeling like a fucking trading machine. No more guessing, no more fear. Scooter got the groove we need.
Yeah. Pull over. Pull over. There you go. Oh boy. Let me increase that. Get out of here. Oh, there. But I can spin the wheel in a couple minutes here.
We're boogie high with a rocket vibe. Do the rocket scooter boogie. Sliding with the market flow. Do the rocket scooter boogie. Let the whole damn room now know. Do the rocket scooter.
Type in MFF in chat. 500 futures.
Shake it left, watch the DD time. Shake it right when the bounce feels right. Scooter in the pocket with that rhythm divine. Trend, do the hustle on the hedgelock line. Boogie with the levels, don't fight the zone. Scooter got the math, you're never alone. Slide through the chaos, smooth and free. This is how the market's meant to be. Hey, do the rocket scooter.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, man, this like just choppy, crazy market, man. Make it so hard to finish this challenge. Too challenging. Challenge is too challenging.
Rocket scooter boogie. Rocket scooter boogie. Hey, rocket scooter boogie. Matt fires up the rocket scooter. Day trade swings like a wild commuter. Charts dance, jig, and stocks go higher. Resilient.
Remember this song. Congratulations, Nukes, man. All right, we'll do one more in just a little bit here. Let me just chill. Y'all don't go anywhere. I'll spin the wheel one more time for this Lucid in like, I don't know, 15 minutes. Y'all chill for a little bit. We'll do Lucid in a little bit. Winners, do me two things. One, go to Discord, link in description below the video. Number two, go to the contest channel in the Discord. Jake has a song going to play. Message an admin named Slack, send him a screenshot of your YouTube ID. That way we know that it's you. And then from there, Slacks will hook you up. Your account. Hold on 1 second. Jake's got a song. All right, all right, all right. Jake writes some bangers. Let's play it. I know I have a little instant regret not hanging on to this, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't really, I was taking a little bit of a gamble there and I decided just to walk out of it. But it's cool to know that my suspicions were right-ish, but I wouldn't jump in and chase this from here. Today, where's the song at? Oh, here it is. Hold on, hold on.
Screens up. Close off again. Open positions.
So we have a song submission channel. You guys can write AI music, submit it.
I like it thick. Hands on your waist, high hedge and squeeze.
Huh?
Margins tight, but I love the tease.
The Orange Garage.
Deep in your spread.
Yeah.
Put my wick, show my lows. Ride the red. Stop, loss, gone. Double down hard.
For real? Oh, that's tight.
Take every part.
Mm-hmm.
Short squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
I can't retreat.
So they're gonna let you like lab. That's dope.
So sweet, so
Don't they have a thing on their roof that's like, yeah, I've seen things there before. Oh, that's gonna be sweet.
Wait, high five.
When's the architect getting back to us, man?
Today.
Are they sending us 3D CAD renderings as
They're
well?
giving.
Or just the blueprint? Hold on. It's a good song, man. My suspicions were right. It's okay. I stopped literally a couple points before a turn, but that's okay. Never, ever, ever do you sit there and see that and go, you coulda, woulda, shoulda. Don't even worry. That's a smooth song, dude. I like it. Iran confirmed they hadn't talked to the US. Well, yeah, that's something they were saying all morning. Yeah, in recent days, friendly countries sent messages indicating U.S. requests to talk into the war. Iran did not respond. They ghosted us, man. Had no talks with the U.S., yeah. Trump's just talking at his ass. We had some talks with people. They left us on read. I don't know, like, honestly, I wouldn't, like, let me tell you, today, I wouldn't, like, I have no desire to do anything. This is called Positions Open, the last song in the Song Submission channel. I literally have no desire to do anything today. If that short played out and missed out, okay. If I drop below MHP one more time with the appropriate conditions, I'll take it. But what we have right now is positive arbitrage. ARB just went straight up. We have some stock sitting at half gap. Let's see which one that it is. It's got to be a big one. Google. So Google is right at a break point right now. Or Goog. Goog is what's causing a little bit of that potential support play. So this ARB going up could end this sell-off in a hot minute right here in a second. Yeah, this is definitely true. We did talk to Iran. They just never talked back. Yeah, that's how it goes. It reminds me of, dude, all these fake people I know in my city that are always like, we used to know this girl that used to always be like, oh, I know the owner. I know the owner. I'm like, yeah, everybody knows the owner, dude. We all follow the owner on Instagram. No, I know the owner. I totally get us a table. I can get us a table. We can always go places, be standing in line. Oh, I'm texting the owner. He's not writing back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all met people like that? I know the owner crowd. Name dropping all the time. That's what it feels like. Trump, we're standing outside the club. We're in line. Don't worry, guys. I know the owner. I'm sending him a message. Hey, man, can I get in the club? Person I talked to had a Cajun accent. Don't worry. I got this under control. That's a good jam. You walking through the kitchens of those places, it kind of reminds me of that scene from Goodfellas. That was such an epic scene, that one take scene where Ray Liotta's walking all through the restaurant, through the kitchen, giving everybody $20 every single time, $100 every time. Financial Juice, Fabian. Financial Juice is a website. It's a news aggregator. You know, I heard they patched Crimson Desert yesterday. Probably fix everything. I was having so much, like, hope for that game. And I played it. It was real wonky and weird, but I heard that they fixed it very quick. I had high hopes because Pearl Abyss did really a job of Black Desert. It was so responsive. It was so cool to play. Crimson Desert sound weird. First of all, I doesn't even open inventory. Open inventory, you have to hit escape, then scroll to inventory and click. Like, what kind of game is that? And then M opens your map, but then M doesn't also close your map. M, and you have to hit escape to close the map. Like, what's up with that? That was so bothersome to me. When Arc Raiders update, but I feel like the update's just gonna make it more annoying. They like that to me. There's just no, like, once you hit end game there's like no reason to keep playing Arc Raiders. The PvP just gets old and boring after so long. Anyways, I enjoy Crimson Desert. If you guys are like asking my opinion, I think it's a fantastic game. It kind of reminds me, like, the story is like not as good as like The Witcher, any other stories like that. It almost feels like a Tears of the Kingdom ripoff. It looks almost exactly the same, like gameplay wise. You've got giant floating cities in the sky that are built from some ancient civilization. You've got magical powers where you're manipulating things. It's literally a Zelda ripoff, but it's good. It's like Zelda mixed with Assassin's Creed mixed with Red Dead, like all blend together. Yeah, I mean, I liked Arc Raiders. It's like the most fun I ever had in a game for like an entire month. And then at the end of it, I was like, that's it? There's no replay value at the end. If you like PvP, just play Battlefield, like, or Fortnite. The owners and you co-own a business together? Wait, which owners? What are you talking about? Can you switch it in keybinds? No, you can't. You can't switch. There is no option to open inventory from keybinds. I don't know if the update, maybe they fixed it, but there was just a bunch of little missing nuances. The controls are really slow. Also, it was really clunky feeling, like it's not responsive like The Witcher was. It was just very slow moving, and everything was just slow to interact with. Like, to talk to people, you literally have to like walk around to the side of them, but you have to spam the run button just to run fast. It just feels too realistic. Everybody you run, you can bump into and knock them over. So it's like you have to like actually walk up to somebody and push people out of the way to talk to them. But I mean, it's actually not that terrible. It's not a terrible game. I would say I would give it like maybe a 7 out of 10, but with some patches, it could be like a 9 out of 10. It lacks the appeal that like Tears of the Kingdom right out the door was like, oh my God, this is so cool. To me, Red Dead, cool out the door. Every moment was just like addicting, right? It misses the mark in some of the things, but it's really good. It's a really good if you like all epic sort of game. Navigation should be fluid. Yeah, dude, like, should be fluid. In Black Desert Online, if you guys ever played that, had such fluid mechanics. The fighting was smooth. I mean, it was like flawless when it came to inputs. It was so responsive, no lag, no latency, nothing. All right. Am I looking for more downside? No, I'm not. I'm a little confused about today, and it's probably better just to let today simmer out. If we lose MHP a second time with negative MHP resilience, I might jump in the short one more time. Kind of from the same place we were earlier. It is in a little worse spot, but I need to see it fall. The fact is resiliences are positive, so we don't have stocks really selling off just yet. So it's kind of one of those things that Sekiro, how is it? Do you like it? You spend your last 200 on fun at listed accounts. Good luck, rocking. Good luck with that. You're really enjoy it. People here like Lucid a lot. The indicator, hey, Michael 369. Our entire indicator set and platform is $99 to try for the first month, and then it's $159 every month after that. Charlie, yeah. I did it earlier today. Let me pop it on here. See, look at that. We're at MHP again one more time. Let me do this. Let me go back to a tick chart. Okay, let's go back. That's probably the low. We'll see. So that's it, Charlie. Like, here's the move right here. Right? We start the base of the candle on tick chart. Then we run it up to the first expansion and contraction of volatility, right? So you can see, like, right here, went up and up and up and up. There's a bigger expansion, then a little expand, like a big V, little V, little V, little V. So you do the first one, and there's your impact line, right? Just like that. Anchor points from the start of the move, right? That doesn't retrace. This is like easy to see the start of the move there. Oops. Then we make a copy of this one. And then we start at the same anchor point and draw this all the way to the top. Right there. That's it. Like, do the same thing with ES. Look at that. See, I was right. I was right. This is the this is tomorrow's Bear Zone top. Bear Zone top monthly map. Here. Arbitrage is way positive right now. I think that this probably doesn't sell off from here. So do I just want to jump on the short here or what? Nah. I don't know. Today's just stupid, so we can just, like, leave it alone. We can just leave it alone. What volatility, man?
Well, howdy there, Matt. The chat stamp. From Wall Street towers to the home trader bro, they all hear whispers of a legendary pro. A name is spoken, a ghost on the screen, a trader who works in the spaces between the
This is maybe a bounce point for the bigger liquidity.
Oh, the legend of myth, a phantom of the tape. He buys a fear before the great escape. He sells a peak before the first bell rings.
Market's ready to dump, I guess. That positive arb though, man, that's a little brutal for that potential, but yeah, nothing. It's like it's doing what I thought it was gonna do though.
They say he was born in an old market crash. His cradle was money, his pacifier was cash. He learned all the patterns, the Fibonacci lie. While other men look, Mib saw the why. He doesn't use scanners or news from the wire. Just a gut feeling, an internal fire. He'll place one small order, a single quiet bid, and the whole damn.
I wouldn't bet that it bounces. I wouldn't bet period either way. Like I said, it's a little like I said, like tonight it would come down, but it just feels like it's got a the whole flavor of this is just irrational and weird. Like we'll have a smoother, cleaner day tomorrow for sure. Even tonight. Like I would not at all jump in the way of this and buy. I wouldn't touch it at all. Like I said, it could be very well that we bleed the whole thing out today. You never know. Yeah, it's probably dead market. He said Mib's not a person, not a man, not a name. He's the sum of all wisdom, the ghost in the game, the embodiment of every lesson you learn. Yeah, they said there's no conversations. Yeah, there weren't. Right, 100%. But it's the same. We've had the same song and dance with the trade war too. Before the swing, you'll see a single contract signed MIB. Just a ghost in the machine. A flicker on the screen, the legend, the legend. Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. I wanna be a trader, man. I know I gotta learn it, but the lingo and the jargon got me feeling dumb as hell. What's the piece? Why? What's the theta? Man, I just wanna get paid up. The average dude in America ain't got time for this stuff. That's why I'm begging Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Hey, Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Hey, Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Hey, Mr. Cooter. Teach me how to rock it. Just another dude stuck on a computer, trying to learn to rock it from Mr. Cooter. I don't know if I can do it, but I guess I gotta try. I don't know if I can swing it, but I guess I gotta fly. Everybody kept running, wants to get rich quick. That's why we're begging Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Hey, Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Hey, Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Hey, Mr. Cooter, teach me how to rock it. Film's coming in live soon. Yeah, what he's gonna say now, right? I hate days like this because even though like I had that same feeling of getting it right, it's like it just becomes something that it's not worth taking. I'd hate to get in and just turn the stay red. Where do we pull from to plot these lines and zones? We created the data feed, Michael. We built it ourselves. So we have licenses with every major exchange that send us the raw data, for options data to equities data and futures data. We get all that stuff compiled, and we do all the algorithms done on our own servers. He's gonna say he's coming to Mars next, and we talk to some Martians. The talks with the Martians are going very well. Good talks, good people, love them. Beep boop. We never talked to Trump. You held that short, man. You got more balls than I do. Now we're kind of back to where we were earlier this morning. Can this bounce and rally? Probably so. But I think that looking at all the data, Nasdaq is the one that's starting to look a little questionable, which is kind of nice for downside move. Nasdaq's pulling below resilience. We lost Google, so that's one of the bigger drops. And even here with negative ARB and ARB slipping, sorry, positive ARB but pulling back, it means that Google crossed half cap. And I think that's the one stock that did it. Yeah, it's still Google. Everything else pulling back, but still on the bull side. Man, I feel it. I feel like we're here today. And cinema grab. I kind of want to get it on this with something. MHP rejection here. ED ratio starting to drop a little bit. Give me some green. I'll do the same short as I did earlier. Let's get up to it. I don't know. Maybe I should just not. I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I mean, I can do from there to there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up on reading news and stuff, what's going on in the world. Giveaway, yes, coming right up. Oh yeah, that's correct. One more. You guys are right. We got a Lucid to come up. Lucid it is. Go ahead and type in Lucid in chat. We've got an awesome relationship with Lucid. These guys have been one of y'all's favorites as of lately. Brand new 40% off. Any eval, limit 5 per trader, code Rocket Scooter. That's going on. You guys are a big fan. I've never traded with Lucid, but you guys are big fans of them, so. Do I want to take the same bet as earlier? The same one from earlier? Or nah. How about nah? Nah. Yeah, protect the gates. These market conditions probably the most important thing you can do. Ain't wrong. Yes, MHP short. If anything, that is the one play there is that I have. Oh no, I hate shorting into a low though to bet on continuation. Yeah. Maybe not. War's still going on, yeah? Boy, I'm gonna tell you, with the volatility that's here, it's not that I'm gonna get the direction wrong. I know it's probably gonna come down. It's being in a position and having something else happen. Having another candle like that, it's just too risky. You know what I mean? Way too risky. Do I think it's gonna fall? Like, I still have a feeling that any moment Trump or somebody's gonna say something again and give me a better place to short from. I think from here, if I get a green candle, like I get some random green candle that goes up here, I'll short it back down. But like just into a trend, you know me, I hate shorting in the lows. I like taking the play from a better spot. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense, right? There's so much volatile and so much shit that happens that it can just be like, you know, any possible move I could counter. All right, type something in chat, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Do me a favor, hit that like button really quick. Four, 3, 2, 1. The winner is... sounds like Adventure Wancho Man. Wancho Man. Wancho Man, Randy Savage. Come on up. Type something in chat, buddy. You're the final winner today. Lucid account. Cool, brother. Good job. Good job. You know the drill, my friend. Head on over to the YouTube. Head on over to the Discord. And links in YouTube description. Send Slack some message. You can find him in the contest channel or Discord. And thanks for playing, you guys. We'll be doing giveaways every single day. Of course, the Neon comes in the afternoon. He'll be doing giveaways. Follow me to My Funded Futures right after this. In about 15 minutes, I'll be heading over to Lunch Money with Matt show. After 3 years of trying, you finally won. You got a Lucid account. That's a good account to get. Congrats. You know, we'll be doing giveaways in the evening. Brad had the biggest show he's ever had last night. Yes, last time was huge. He had almost 6,000 views. Crazy, we're just getting so big every day. Glad you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying the show, hanging out with us, obviously. Tonight, I'll be giving out more details about how to get involved with the beta test. So for the prop scoring website. So I'm reading all kind of stuff that they're remaking. Like they're making like a sort of Crimson Desert, like expansive Lord of the Rings game, which I don't know. Every Lord of the Rings game that's ever come out has been kind of mid, so I don't know. But I heard that they're remaking KOTOR, all you Star Wars fans out there, and a full scale adventure as well. That sounds pretty cool to me. I'm kind of excited about that. I saw this on Twitter this morning. I don't know if it's real or if it's not, but let me Google it. Yeah, the last couple weeks, apparently there's been news about it. I missed it because of the Crimson Desert launch, but a KOTOR remake would be pretty sick. Yeah, just talk to Slacks on Discord, Wancho. He'll hook you up. He's waiting for you. It was Wancho Man. Wancho Man. 40% discount for Lucid is Rocket Scooter. Straight up. Way up at the top. I don't know, guys. As much as I want to short this, I'm telling myself not to. I'm watching the data, and finally DD ratio is pulling back a little bit, but I'm not. It's probably the correct trade, but for some reason, I don't know. This could be a weak pivot, a weak up pivot. Who knows? All right, is anybody in this trade right now? Are y'all chilling? You close the short, y'all are shorting it. Good luck to you guys. If it just has this weird feeling like this could be the day where it just, or the week where it just decides to go higher. My whole body is like, keep shorting this though. Keep showing every pop. So maybe y'all are in the right trade. When I buy the boot camp, no, you can, like, our tools are in our platform. If you're actually trading on your own, you can use any platform. Our stuff is just informational. You can trade on TradingView, NinjaTrader, whatever. Our indicators are on our own little, our own platform that we have, but you can always put that to the side. Like I have my indicators over here and then my NinjaTrader over here. Actually, the way that I feel it is that this is it. I think we do this. I don't think we sell off today. I think we hold into this is like where Friday's expiration kind of was. I think we connect with that high, which will probably be closer to like 217 in NASDAQ. Probably best case scenario would be like, wait, hold on. Is it 217? Hold on. On Friday, yeah, 217 is still pretty far away from here. Should be probably hedge pressure. So that's about as like, I think like best case scenario, if I were short, I would definitely get out here. there like any platforms that I like better than others? You said Thinkorswim or Webull. Try TradingView or Go Charting is one of the newer platforms too that we're partnering with. They're pretty good. They have an app and it's all web-based. Go Charting is good. You could trade any brokerage account, any prop account there. It's pretty nice. And our tools are about to be inside of it too. So you'll be able to have those tools inside of the platform. Yeah, for execution. Well, yeah, but you can like in Go Charting, you can execute your trades inside of a prop firm, or your prop firm trades inside of that platform. You can log into it and trade there. Yeah, and they have a mobile app too. It's pretty good. Well, guys, I have to get out of here in a minute and go to my funded TV. Thanks for tuning in and staying here. I love y'all. For always being here. And the market dies today.
3450. I'm actually considering a buy down there.
I just logged in, methodical, talking about buying at 450. Or is he, oh, no, maybe he's talking about something else. Maybe he meant 350. 350. He's talking about buying. Dude, I just had this weird suspicion. Actually, you know what I think? I could take this trade. This is a strong trade I can take. With all the evidence here, with R being positive and we're dipping down, I could trade the pocket. Do I want to take that risk there? I am convincing myself to be risky. Risk on with a small position. ARB is going way up. We're falling to liquidity pocket with good DD. EST, I guess. I know it's terrible, but not that we rally, but that I can get. I don't know. It just feels like today's the day that even though the obvious thing is to sell this thing, it could just be I can do here. I'll do a small 10-point stop. That's it. Or sorry, 40-point stop off a DD. And off a pocket here. So that's the last little spot. Probably obvious to try to short this, but I think 319 is that little sort of like red line is here. 319. Oh, I gotta go, guys. I'll be at my funded TV. I gotta run. Everybody click that link below. I'll be live on my funded TV in 5 minutes.
to witness the dump.
Poor Tom.